Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? KMB the Sexy Ninja in the place to be for C Plus Studios and a Paper Saber universe. Welcome to the New World Podcast, brother. And we're speaking on Monday Night Raw. Patrick and Corey on commentary. We're in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We start the show backstage with Lita and Becky Lynch coming in, getting ready for the big main event going on. The big tag team title with Damage Control. We got a package showing Jimmy Uso's stuff on SmackDown and everything that's going on, you know. And the Usos came out. Well, the Usos came out. It was just Jimmy and Solo, no Jay in sight, but setting up a match with the Street Profits versus Jimmy and Solo. Jimmy and Solo for the win. But damn, this was a damn good match. And Montez Ford is he's just a fucking beast, man. This guy, whoo, every time I see him in the ring and he's doing something, I'm just like, God, this is a main event top tier dude. Like, this dude is like maybe a couple more years, but he deserves a run for the championship at some point because he's golden in that ring. And he's also got the personality. He's got the look. He's a sexy motherfucker. Like, yeah, he's amazing. So, but Jimmy and Solo for the win. And after they were going to do the beatdown, Kevin Owens comes out, gives a super kick to Solo. You know, it's definitely one of those things, man. Like, I'm excited to see when and where Kevin's going to pull his head out of his ass and finally accept Sammy's thing to team up and take on the Bloodline. Like, when will that happen? I think it's going to probably happen here maybe in a couple weeks. You know, they're developing this. You know, he's saying, I don't want any help. I'm going to take down the Bloodline, blah, blah, blah. But I know deep down at some certain point, Kevin's going to be like, fuck it, let's do it. Then they're going to go challenge the Usos. But also, where does that leave Jimmy? And not Jimmy, where does that leave Jay in all of this? So there's a lot of factors going on story-wise. We got the challenge accepted by Brock Lesnar, but he came out to the VIP lounge first, which I found pretty awesome and funny because he came out there and he sits down. Then MVP comes out and he's just like, "Hey, man, like, you know, this is what I imagine." And Brock's like, "Hey, we're gonna do business. And this was a fun segment. Like, VIP lounges sometimes are really not, or just like, okay. But I like the fact that Brock was out there first and Brock was being Brock. Like, that's what made this whole thing awesome. And like, especially when he's like, "Hey, sell me this fight. You know, we're talking business here." And MVP does it. And he's like, hot damn. He goes, "Let's drink to this." You know, he got this white lightning, whatever's in this flask. That is homemade, you know what I'm saying? And MVP took a shot and then he spits it back out because it's too strong for him. It's too strong. And so the crowd started chanting, and he spit in Brock Lesnar's face after trying to drink it, and the crowd's like, "You fucked up, you fucked up, you fucked up." And I was like, oh my God. I said it right before the crowd started chanting. I was like, oh, he's gonna die. You gonna die. And I'm already seeing great TikToks. Dumb ways to die. You know, so great. This was a great segment. Now we got Omos and Brock Lesnar calling him Omos. Omos and Brock Lesnar are going to face each other at the Showcase of the Immortals. WrestleMania goes Hollywood, brother. We had Lita and Becky backstage. We're talking about their fight, the big fight, the main event. This match right here. Cody Rhodes versus Chad Gable with Otis. Hot damn, boy. This was fucking great. And once again, Chad Gable being the mat master, the mathematician, the mat master. Like, he deserves some spotlight because this dude can go. And Cody Rhodes with that, with the finish and everything like that, I was like, oh shit! So I was on the edge of my seat just enjoying the match because when they announced Cody Rhodes versus Chad Gable, I was like, this is gonna be a banger, bro, a banger. Then we had Johnny Gargano versus Otis at some point. I had to watch this on Hulu, and because I usually DVR Monday Night Raw on Sling, but for some reason Sling is just not did not record the show, or something's going on and it pissed me off. And I really don't. I used to like watching Hulu just because they would cut more to the stuff that's important for the stories and whatnot. But everything's been so good lately, I don't want to miss a thing. So I did miss a few things like Johnny Gargano and Otis, and there was Piper Niven match and stuff like that with Candice LeRae that they didn't show. And this is the one thing, like, I'm going to talk about this, but Cody versus Chad Gable, fucking amazing. Great match, great finish, especially with Otis being distracted looking for Maxine. Then Cody cut a promo afterwards, and he said he's headed to SmackDown. We're going to get Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes face to face. I can't wait. But they cut this out. This is what I was like, whoa, hold up. This is some bullshit. In the Hulu edition, they cut out Asuka versus Carmella. Then Asuka calling out Bianca Belair. I was like, okay, so you're going to let me have this match was important in certain aspects just because it was one of those things where it sets up more with Bobby Lashley. I'll talk about that in a bit, but it was just one of those things where I was like, this is an important match. Asuka versus Bianca at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's Championship. Why the fuck would you cut that out? And with Asuka calling her out and stuff like that. Like, even if the match wasn't that great, whatnot, then with Carmella attacking both of them before they can do anything, that kind of irritated me. So I was just like, man, fuck this. So I watched the match separately, watched the highlights on YouTube, but I wanted to put that out there. We had Byron Saxton backstage with Baron Corbin, and once again, he was cut off just so Byron can go talk to Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens said what he said. We had the Judgment Day sending a message, and Finn challenging Edge at WrestleMania. What type of match will they have? Will Edge respond? We shall see, man. This is WrestleMania season, so it's only getting better. We cut to Miz TV, the WrestleMania edition, and the host of WrestleMania is The Miz. I thought that was kind of silly, but, whatever. He's The Miz. He deserves some form of spotlight, and I think being the host of WrestleMania fits really well because there really hasn't been any real storytelling with him besides the Logan Paul stuff and Seth Rollins. And guess who interrupts him? Seth freaking Rollins. We sang his song. Oh. And he wants to speak to Logan Paul. He wants to go FaceTime with Logan Paul. I thought this was really funny segment because, of course, Miz gets under his skin, and Seth hits him, knocks him down, and he sees the phone, and he grabs the phone, and he puts the phone in front of Miz's face so it can open up, because of face ID recognition. And he goes and he FaceTimes Logan Paul, and he says, next week, brother, me and you are going to go face-to-face, man-to-man, and Logan Paul accepts. So next week in Washington, they're going to be face-to-face, and Seth ending it in great Seth fashion. He's like, bye-bye, bitch, and he closed it off, and I was like, yeah. And everyone out there, it's already going to happen, Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul, but think about this. Think about all the moments that Logan Paul has been inside that fucking ring. He has produced gold. He has produced moments. He has made moments and proved a lot of haters and doubters wrong. Fuck his little brother, but still, like, this is gonna be a banger of a match between him and Seth, and we all know it. Even though we all do hate Logan Paul, I respect what that dude can do in the ring, and I respect his athleticism. Okay, but yeah, that Seth versus Logan Paul is going to be a banger at WrestleMania. So, and then Seth to end it, curb stomp Miz, poor Miz. Damage Control backstage, they're talking about their match and talking about how they're going to beat Lita and Becky, that they're not a real team, blah, 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 blah. Then Austin Theory, and here's some of the meats and potatoes that I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about Austin Theory versus John Cena for the United States Championship at WrestleMania, because I feel like that's the inevitable. Like, he mentioned he's going to go see John next week, and hopefully John can show him the same respect that he's going to show him, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think the reason behind this thinking and booking is because Austin Theory's at a place where, yes, he's hated. So he's got the heel part down. He's got the looks. He's got the mic skills. He just needs that last little push, that last little something. And I think the booking idea behind this is having him get a match with John Cena at WrestleMania. Plus, we need a big card, especially when it's up to 2 nights. And also breaking news that I saw before I jumped on here, Backlash, they finally took off the WrestleMania Backlash, and I'm happy about that. It's just going to be Backlash, so I was just like, yeah. I remember like me and Penta would bitch about that, and me and Phil would be like, WrestleMania Backlash, like that's just so fucking stupid, but now it's just Backlash. Going back into what I'm saying, yeah, so I'm very interested to see what Austin Theory and John Cena are going to do at WrestleMania. I'm very interested, too, what's going to happen next week and if John's going to school him on that mic. We had Elias versus Bobby Lashley, and Rick Boogs backstage taking notes like a madman. But Bobby Lashley wins, and he says Bray Wyatt needs to keep his name out of his mouth, and, don't piss him off. He knows he owned fucking Brock Lesnar. So after this is done, here comes the mind games. Here comes the Muscle Man dance. The Muscle Man dance. Do from Bray, and it ends when Bobby's just watching it, and then at the end he says "run." So I am very excited about Bobby Lashley versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. I think that's gonna be awesome, like awesome. Paul Heyman backstage. Interview, he talks about how, Cody Rhodes is going to be on SmackDown and they are going to go face to face. Cody's going to try to crash the island of relevancy. God, I can't speak today. But, I'm excited. I was just like, fuck, sign me up, take my money. I'm there. And we got Dynamite this week. We got Rampage, we got SmackDown, we got AEW's Revolution. So it's a good week for us wrestling fans. Bring it on, baby. Now the Women's Tag Team Championship match, the match that I fucking spoiled for myself. Goddamn Twitter. I was watching some clips of promos and stuff like that, old school promos from Dusty Rhodes and stuff. And then I was like, then my Twitter notification came on and says, and new Women's Tag Team Champions and Trish Stratus for the years. I was like, wait, what? What the fuck? Motherfucker. But I was just like, fine, I guess. But yes, we have new Women's Tag Team Champions, and that is Becky Lynch and Lita beating Damage Control with Bayley on the outside. And yeah, Trish Stratus coming out, evening the numbers game. So I love Lita. I love Trish. Lita in that ring was not clicking whatsoever for me. You can tell that the ring rust, she doesn't move like she used to, and that comes with age. I understand it. That comes with age, and it was just something that I was just like, where are we going to go with this now? This isn't a full-time gig. We all know this isn't a full-time gig. So where are we going to take these Women's Tag Team Championship? Are we going to get what I was thinking with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler making a challenge for them at WrestleMania? Are we going to get a rematch? Where does Trish Stratus play in this? This storyline with Becky, Damage Control, Bayley has just been all over the place, and adding Lita and Trish Stratus to it has been like, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, legends, it happens with the territory, but putting those legends inside the storylines, and really no mention of the Hardys, and I was just kind of like, okay, I guess for good reason. And, shout out to Jeff Hardy for not going to jail, but he's got his license suspended for 10 years, man. And I just try to, Jeff, everyone loves you. Try to get better, man. Just try to get better and just keep building yourself. You got a family, you got, loved ones and all that. I was in Matt's doing his thing, but it's just kind of sad. I was like, she's like, I've been around tag teams before, Lita. And I was like, yeah, no mention. Okay. Martin, PR reasons probably, but I thought the match was okay. There's a lot of spots there where I can tell Lita really needed some assistance from, Io and Dakota Kai and stuff like that. Becky was doing her best, and now they're the women's tag team champions. Hopefully this is the next step in the evolution of those titles, because those titles have been falling by the wayside and were thrown away on NXT. The NXT Women's Championship was tossed in the garbage, and, you know, it's like I was hoping that this, you know, because when they first brought those women's tag team titles to the picture, and they said they're going to go all across the board, they're going to be faced on Raw, NXT, SmackDown. I was like, I like that idea. You know, you gotta move these tag team championships, and then they just falls back. Shit. The fucking 24/7 title got more TV time than the women's tag team championship. And, you know, even though the 24/7 championship was a fucking joke, it got more TV time than these two prestigious titles. So, you know, this title itself, you know, so hopefully we'll see what happens. I would love to see Lita, Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey winning those titles, and then we start building this women's tag team division. That's all we need to do, brother. So, all right, calm down. Oosa. Or is it ooh-ah? Yeah. So, tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. I give this show a solid 4 out of 5. I did enjoy myself. I did have a little fun with spoilers and all. That Chad Gable Cody Rhodes match is a must-see again, because such great spots. And Cody is just and Cody working with Chad was something I was like, I can only. There's so many matchups I can't wait to see what Cody does. So. After that, hit that like, hit that subscribe, share it with your grandma, share it with your grandpa, share it with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and as always, the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Make a little more history, Lita! Lita Soul hooks the leg for the championship! She got it!